All right, so a few weeks ago, the Fed just cut rates, and I think everyone's really interested in hearing about what's been happening since then. Do you think there'll be another cut? Just what do you think happens next?
Yeah, the key that allowed the Fed to cut rates was the cooling of inflation coming back towards their target of 2%, but also the balancing of the employment market. We saw unemployment rates rising, which gave them confidence that the market was back in balance, allowing them to cut 50 basis points. Now, what's happened since then could be a little troubling, actually. The non-farm payroll number we saw just recently was really high, meaning labor actually looks really strong, pushing unemployment rates down. In the event that continues to happen, it could cause the Fed to have concern around whether they acted too early, which would change the path of interest rates going forward.
All right, and so knowing that, what's at stake for the Fed over these next few meetings and the markets in general?
Yeah, I think there's two critical pieces the Fed has to be thinking about right now. One is how do we avoid runaway inflation? If we see the job market begin to reheat and employment come out of balance, the labor will demand higher wages. And if they have higher wages, we're going to see more inflation, and it's a self-fulfilling spiral. That's really dangerous for the Fed. So they have to be very careful about the balance between labor right now offsetting inflation. But the second thing is maybe a bigger, higher level issue is the credibility of the Fed is at stake, right? The ability for the Fed to control the economy, control markets only exists because people believe they can do it, because they're almost prescient in their abilities. If they lose that credibility and the market loses faith in them, what I think you'll see is a lot more volatility both in equities and in interest rates, which ultimately becomes very challenging for investors to navigate over time.
All right, so obviously the Fed, a big topic in Q3, and will continue to be so in Q4.
All eyes on the Fed.
Always.